Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. I am Haris Awali and I am going to tackle about the ethical imperatives in data collection, utilization, and ownership. Introduction. In this presentation, we will explore the ethical imperatives in data collection, utilization, and ownership. We will delve into the critical considerations and responsibilities that organizations and individuals must uphold in the digital age. So in this sentence, it outlines that the presentation will discuss the ethical responsibilities related to collecting, using, and owning data. It highlights the importance for both organizations and the individuals to understand and adhere to these responsibilities in the modern digital era. Next, data collection ethics. Ethical data collection necessitates transparency and consent. Organizations must prioritize privacy protection and ensure that data is gathered in a lawful and respectful manner. In this statement, it highlights the fundamental principles of data collection, ethical data collection. Number 1, transparency and consent. This means being open and clear about what data is being collected, how it will be used, and obtaining consent from individuals before collecting their data. Transparency ensures that individuals are aware of what they're agreeing to and have the opportunity to make informed decisions. Number 2, privacy protection. Organizations need to prioritize protecting the privacy of individuals whose data they collect. This involves implementing robust security measures to prevent unauthorized access, as well as respecting individuals' rights to control their own personal information. Number 3, lawful and respectful gathering. Data collection should comply with relevant laws and regulations governing data privacy and protection. Additionally, it should be done in a respectful manner that considers the right and interest of the individuals whose data is being collected. Overall, the statement emphasizes the importance of ethical considerations in every stage of data collection process to ensure that it is conducted in a fair, transparent, and respectful manner. Next, utilization responsibility. Responsible data utilization requires fairness and accountability. It is imperative to prioritize the ethical use of data to avoid potential harm or discrimination. So in this statement, it underscores the principles of responsible data utilization. Number 1, fairness and accountability. This entails using data in a fair and just manner without favoritism or bias, and being accountable for the consequences of its use. It emphasizes the importance of considering the broader societal impact of data utilization. Number 2, ethical use. Prioritize the ethical use of data means ensuring that it is employed in ways that do not cause harm or discriminate against individuals or groups. This involves upholding principles of fairness, equity, and respect for privacy and all related activities. Overall, this statement stresses the necessity of using data responsibly to mitigate potential negative outcomes and uphold ethical standards in data utilization practices. Next, ownership and control. The ownership of data should align with principles of equity and empowerment. Individuals should have control over their personal data, and organizations should uphold their stewardship responsibilities. So in this statement, it highlights the principles surrounding the ownership of data. Number 1, equity and empowerment. Ownership of data should be guided by principles of fairness and empowerment, ensuring that individuals have control over their personal data. This means that individuals should have the right to access, manage, and control how their data is used. Number 2, individual control. Individuals should have the authority to decide how their personal data is collected, stored, and utilized. This grants them autonomy and ensures that their privacy rights are respected. Number 3, organizational stewardship. Organizations that collect and manage data have a responsibility to act as stewards of that data. This involves safeguarding data, using it responsibly, and respecting individuals' rights and privacy preferences. Overall, the statement emphasizes the importance of aligning data ownership practices with principles of equity, empowerment, and responsible stewardship to ensure that individuals' rights and interests are upheld. Next is legal and ethical obligations. Organizations have a dual obligation to adhere to legal requirements and uphold ethical standards. It is essential to navigate the complex landscape of data governance with integrity and compliance. So in this statement, it underscores the responsibilities of organizations in handling data. Number 1, legal compliance. Organizations must follow laws and regulations governing data usage, ensuring that they operate within the legal framework set by authorities. This involves abiding by data protection laws, privacy regulations, and other relevant statutes. Number 2, ethical standards. In addition to legal requirements, organizations have an obligation to uphold ethical standards in their handling of data. This includes considerations of fairness, transparency, accountability, and respect for individuals' rights and privacy. Number 3, integrity and compliance. Navigating the complexities of data governance involves maintaining integrity in decision-making processes and ensuring compliance with both legal and ethical standards. This requires a commitment to ethical conduct and adherence to privacy regulations. Overall, this statement emphasizes the importance of organizations fulfilling their dual obligation to comply with legal requirements while also upholding ethical standards in managing data. Next is proactive measures such as framework and risk assessment are crucial to organization to mitigate ethical risk in the data practices. By prioritizing ethics by design, organization can foster trust and integrity. So in this statement, it highlights the importance of proactive approaches in addressing ethical risks associated with data practices. Number 1, ethical frameworks and risk assessments. Implementing ethical frameworks and conducting risk assessments help organizations identify potential ethical risks in their data practices. This involves evaluating the impact of data-related decisions on various stakeholders and anticipating potential ethical dilemmas. Number 2, ethics by design. Prioritizing ethics by design means integrating ethical considerations into the design and implementation of data-related processes, systems, and technologies from the outset. This proactive approach ensures that ethical principles are embedded into every aspect of data practices, promoting responsible behavior and decision making. Number 3, fostering trust and integrity. By prioritizing ethics and data practices, organizations can build trust with the stakeholders, including customers, partners, and the public. This fosters a culture of integrity and accountability, enhancing the organization's reputation and mitigating potential risks associated with unethical behavior. Overall, this statement emphasizes the proactive measures organizations can take to address ethical risk in data practices, ultimately promoting trust, integrity, and responsible conduct. Next, ethical leadership. Ethical leadership is pivotal in fostering a culture of integrity and responsibility in data management. Leaders must champion ethical decision making and prioritize the well-being of individuals and communities. And this statement emphasizes the importance of ethical leadership in shaping organizational culture. Number 1, fostering an integrity and responsibility. Ethical leaders play a crucial role in promoting a culture of integrity and responsibility within their organizations, particularly in data management practices. Number 2, championing ethical decision making. Leaders should actively advocate for and demonstrate ethical decision making processes, setting a positive example for others to follow. Number 3, prioritizing well-being. Leaders must prioritize the well-being of individuals and communities affected by data management practices, ensuring that ethical considerations are at the forefront of decision-making. Overall, this statement highlights the pivotal role of ethical leadership in guiding organizations toward ethical behavior and responsible data management. So lastly, conclusion. In conclusion, embracing ethical imperatives in data practices is not only a moral obligation, but also a strategic imperative. By upholding ethical standards, we can build a trustworthy and sustainable data ecosystem for the future. So, in this statement, emphasizes that incorporating ethical principles into data practices is not just a moral responsibility, but also a strategic necessity. By adhering to ethical standards, we can establish a reliable and long-lasting data ecosystem that fosters trust and sustainability for the future. So, that is all. Assalamu alaikum.